Hey guys, it's Woody Market coming with another episode of my Road to Glory and Road to 100 goals, where I try to get Victor Ibarbo to 100 goals and get to Division 1 at the same time. But if you've seen the last episode, last two episodes actually, we've been struggling a little bit just because the rust is real. That was the first episode back, number 23, and 24 was an improvement, but it wasn't too much better. We got 4 out of 9 points, which isn't great, but we got the first goal, and to be fair, this guy was the better player so far, so I could have easily conceded at any time in the game, but it's kind of luck we needed. He got disconnected from the EA servers, or just from his internet in general. He might have had to leave, you never know, but we got the win, luckily enough, which means one more win and we are in Division 2. But this is actually going to be a 4-game episode because I want to try to finish this series middle August, end of August time, which means we got to crack on and play some games. But here we come up against a pretty good Russian league side, to be fair. Some players are a bit questionable, but it was solid nevertheless, and you kind of don't want to underestimate these teams. But Ibarbo tries to do the skill move, fails, but he actually gets tackled. And here I'm kind of waiting, and I see Guarin in space, and I quickly give it to him. And Guarin on this game, centre mid, he is actually class, in my opinion. He's probably been the best player in the side, and if you've seen the last episode, he scored like a 42-yard, no, it was a 33-yard power free kick, which in my opinion is quite remarkable. But he has been showing in this squad why he is the main man. But Paul Pogba hits the shot and El Shaarawy, but if you know anything about FIFA, you know once a keeper saves the first shot, if you hit it first time to him straight after, the odds are the keeper's not going to save it. It's just the way the mechanics work. It's nothing to do with skill whatsoever, because obviously it's more difficult to make a double save than a single save, but at times you think, yeah, they could probably save that. But Witzel on the ball into Dumbia, I get it with Mangala, and just looking, taking my time, and he actually does a really good solid tackle there. Now here, as you can see, the bar increased by a lot, meaning I actually tried to pass it back to my goalkeeper, but it's FIFA the way mechanics work. So what ended up happening was he just controlled it instead of waiting the ball to come down and passing it. But here he gets an insane amount of luck. Now, this is a questionable decision. I actually didn't see the replay on it, but I did get a red card for this, which means this game has suddenly become very interesting. But I did get the maybe I took him out first, so maybe it was a penalty and a red card actually. But here he goes straight down the middle, scores to make it 2-2, and I was the better player here. I will fully say that I was the better player here. And the minute I got that red card, I was like, oh, it's not going well. But I didn't change anything because Cuadrado's work rates are high, so I knew he might actually run back to get the ball. Like, both my wingers actually have high work rates, which I don't know if that's good or bad. But you got Guarin, who's quite attacking, so it might be a good balance or might be a terrible balance. But I'm finding this team very effective so far. But Cuadrado on the ball puts it into middle, into Guarin, and I got insanely lucky, but I was like, deserved, because I thought I was scumbagged. So yeah, I was like, yes. But you can't lie, when the luck goes in your favour, it feels pretty damn good. Like, obviously, in tennis and that, when you clip the nail, it goes over. You feel bad, but deep down you're like, it actually worked for me. But you do feel bad, of course, because it is a lucky shot. But Cuadrado on the ball, I do a weird turn thing to give myself space, which is enough space for me to just tap it into the corner, which seems to work quite well in FIFA, just controlling the ball and tapping it into the corner. But that is 4 goals to do, and Ibarbo on the ball. Fake shot, he actually blocks me there, so that should have been a free kick. But Costa on the ball does a good through ball, to be fair, and I get the ball back here, but it's not good enough. I should have cleared it, and I get punished for it. Dumbia hits the post, goes in. I don't know what you guys think about hitting the post and going in, but I usually think it's a bit of luck. But lots of footballers say, oh, I purposely hit the post, which I guess is fair, but it's such a question mark whether it actually works. But here, Paul Pogba, nice piece of dribbling, into El Shaarawy, Anderson, Ibarbo, Guarin, that was Guarin, not Anderson, and Anderson finishes off a brilliant move to make it 5 goals to 3, which is actually brilliant. That was a lovely piece of movement and a great goal. Straight off the kickoff, actually, so I guess it was kind of the passing kickoff glitch in a way, because that's probably how I got so much space. But hopefully they'll fix that for the next FIFA, because with EA, I'm pretty sure I've said this in the previous episode, they don't have long to develop the next game in comparison to like Call of Duty's, GTA, like Rockstar. They have several years to develop the game. EA only have one, so the minute they've created FIFA 14, they have to go on to creating FIFA 15, which it's just the way it is, hence why they can only do minor improvements. But he actually rage quit, which meant we are promoted into Division 2, which was actually brilliant because I had to win 3 out of 3 and it looked like I was going to stay in that division. Obviously, I could have won it, but I hadn't, so it's just the way it goes. But next team, it's 4-1-2-1-2. And I was very, very worried because this is like the ultimate side, almost, Premier League. Maybe one or two other players people would prefer, but overall it's just quality side. And the assistants and refs are glitched again in that pattern thing. But lovely through ball into Croissant. He passes it into Muriel, like cuts it back. But to be honest, I don't really care about cutting it back. It's always the defender's fault in my opinion. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but when you've got better at FIFA, you concede less cutbacks. It's just the way it is. But it was almost like a cross thing because lots of people would have crossed it in. But I actually passed it, which worked out pretty well. And by the way, this is a long episode, so good luck to me and my breath. But Isla on the ball, he's still a good player. I might consider replacing him, but I don't really know who with. So if you have any ideas, put it in the comments below. But I do want an upgrade and I do like Isla. But Croissant into a Bonner, and that's actually his second goal of the episode. So he's actually scored more goals than Victor Ibarbo so far. Yeah, and Guarin's actually scored more goals than Victor Ibarbo since I've come back from my holiday. Because at the moment Victor Ibarbo scored 3 goals? Yeah, because he scored an open goal, so yeah. But I do a slide tackle, he misses, and that is actually a beautiful finish. If you're being picky, I definitely should have had the tackle, but you got to give the player credit. It was a really, really nice shot into the top net. Great goal. I will applaud that goal, but nice throw in into Ibarbo. But even though Ibarbo wasn't scoring, he's still making runs, holding up the ball, doing all of that jazz. And, oh yeah, this is the open goal. I kind of spoiled it. I let him get a goal, which is kind of cheap for this series, but he needed one. So he's actually on 72 now. But again, I'm going to have to step it up with him because at the moment we're not going to make it to that 100 mark anytime soon. So, got to do better. But I actually give the ball away fairly cheaply, and something I really should do more, even though I've been doing it more often, is just hoofing it with circle. But Ibarbo on the ball, and he still can't score, but don't worry, bicycle kick and in to make it 4-2, which means my fate is secured. That's number 73, so we're almost 3/4 of the way there, which is quite a lot of goals if you think about it. 73 goals for one player is a lot. But that is 4-2. And there is one more game to be played. But that's our first win in Div 2, actually. Just saying. But if you don't know, I use 2 teams and I rotate them every single time. 4-3-3. 4-1-2-1-2. 4-1-2-1-2 is one I've been using ever since the start, and I've been developing it. But this just has to be the worst, well, not the worst opponent, the worst team I've come up against, but still it had some threats which you should not underestimate. But El Shaarawy on the ball into Victor Ibarbo. El Shaarawy just taps it into the corner to make it 1-0. Good finish. And next episode, what I'm actually going to do is show you the stats quickly of all the players, because some of you might be a bit statistical like me, like knowing how many goals they score, which is why I actually like this series, because it's lots of stats, seeing who scored what. But this guy, as you can see, I don't know if he was extremely mad or had to wait, but I felt I was like getting inside his head. But as you can see, he's taking his time. Just taking his time, I guess. But he goes down the wing, I'm pretty sure he will do. And yeah, he's passing the ball pretty well into Willian. He actually does a lovely through ball there. I make a brilliant tackle. He does a good cross, good goal. A bit lucky, but he actually did a beautiful pass there, to be perfectly fair. But Ibarbo on the ball into, I can't see the name of that, I believe that's Guarin. Yes, it is Guarin. And I'm being very clever here. I'm just holding up the ball, waiting for my opportunity, and then I see Quadrado making a little bit of space there, and then I cut inside, shoot and score, and that's probably the nicest goal of the episode so far. But this guy was containing a good amount, so basic things like fake shots seemed to work perfectly, running down the wing, crossing it. And this guy got very lucky with lots of his chances, but he scored them, so you can't criticise too much. And it's just the way it goes. You score some, you don't score some. And it's also the same with football. You can dominate possession, get like 60% possession, but still not finish it. It's just the way it works, even when you're in the opposition's half. But cross it into Guarin. I can't see the names well for some reason. It's showing really bad quality on my screen. But Guarin scores again, which is amazing. Like I said, he's been a quality player for us. Brilliant skill by Quadrado as well. Just taking my time because I knew he wasn't going to charge me, because he was insistent on containing. And he gets a bit of luck there. My defender's positioning was quite poor. Diakite should have pushed up more, but he didn't actually. But he was incredibly lucky there, because the keeper should have saved it. But it's the way it goes, and here it's kind of tensions rising because I didn't want to lose to this guy. But across it in, I knew that wasn't going to work, unfortunately for me. But Guarin on the ball, fake shot, and the relief when he scores this is just, yes. But like I said, Guarin God. But overall, Victor Ibarbo hasn't been doing too great for us recently. To be perfectly blunt, he's about to get a goal though soon enough. Pogba on the ball into Ibarbo. I do a bit of skill actually and kind of chip it to El Shaarawy, and then kind of hold up here, and I knew I was going to win this, so cross it all ball into Ibarbo. He does a beautiful header into the back of net to make it 74 goals for him. But I'll keep the 3 to 4 games episodes going, because we're going to need to play that many games to get him to that 100 goal mark. But that is the end of the episode, so like the video and support and welcome out here. See you guys.